fresh. I know it's a little bit of a headache, but that's the way it's set up, and deal with it, I guess. But y'all keep joining us, man. We love having y'all on YouTube and seeing everybody in the chat and all that jazz. It's nice. It's nice. We like it.
It's very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. TMZ, according to Harvey Levin, they've received a new note on the Nancy Guthrie missing deal, which I would assume that's a new. I don't know if that'd be a ransom note, but some sort of communication. Remember, Savannah Guthrie took to social media and said, "Hey, we want some communication with you. We need to be able to talk to you, because if you can't, if authorities can't figure out who this guy is or who these people are, at least the family's like, please at least talk to us. Let us know that our mom's still alive. Let us know what you want, yada, yada, yada." I don't know, because this is just coming across the wire what the note says, but I will try to look that up and see if I can't get to the bottom of it, if it is in fact. Oh, do you know?
No, but I have an announcement. I have traffic.
Okay.
Caller Dave said that 65 South, 2 or 3 lanes are blocked. Okay, that's exit 282 in Warrior. 65 South, exit 282 in Warrior.
There you go. That is, yeah, see that.
That's a mess.
That is.
It's John Burton, the traffic center. I always wanted to say that.
You should do that, actually. You should do that more often. It looks like there's 2 wrecks in that area, but only backup from one of them, which is the Warrior. And that goes back a good ways. So I guess you could hop off on 31 and try to get around that and go through what would be downtown Warrior. And then the wreck is before you get to that exit. So if you got back onto the interstate there on that Warrior exit, where the package store and the gas station with the Little Caesars and McDonald's and all that, right there. I know that area a little bit. I know Warrior. My kids used to play sports up there all the time. All right, so let's see what the latest is. I'm trying to, let's see, TMZ receives a new note demanding Bitcoin for Nancy Guthrie info. The note doesn't appear to be from the kidnapper, but rather someone offering information that could lead to the kidnapper. Interesting. Let me see. I'm not familiar with this website. Let's go with the latest. Second Nancy Guthrie ransom note sent to TMZ asking 1 Bitcoin in exchange for info that he supposedly has. The FBI is already offering a $50,000 reward, roughly the same value as 1 Bitcoin. Avoiding the FBI payout says you're involved or you're just scamming. And so if that's the case, yeah, because if you know who it is, I mean, what's a Bitcoin worth now? Like 1 Bitcoin, like
10,000?
No, I think it's like 67,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let's see, Bitcoin price. $66,000. Dang, I was close. So $66,000, which, by the way, for those of y'all that bought Bitcoin at like $120,000, I know you're freaking out right now, but that's just part of the
When
game.
Bitcoin first came out, what was the price to get one?
Oh, it was like nothing. What was hold on, I'll tell you. What was Bitcoin's starting price? Here we go. Bitcoin had no monetary value when it was created in January of 2009, with the first recorded price emerging around March of 2010 at approximately 0.003 cents per coin. So,
oh my gosh,
that would be 0.3 cents.
Man, I missed out.
It said by October. It says the first widely recognized exchange rate was established in October of 2009, where $1 was equivalent to 1,309 Bitcoins.
Oh my gosh.
Valuing each coin roughly at 0.00076.
Man.
It says and then it says initial value, first market price was 0.003. The pizza transaction in May of 2010, 10,000 bitcoins were used to buy 2 pizzas, then valued at about $41, setting a valuation of roughly 0.004 cents per coin. So one guy paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas back in 2010,
Gosh.
and now 10,000 Bitcoin would be whatever 67,000 times 10,000 would be.
You could buy several Domino's pizza franchises for that now.
67,000, let's see. 67,000
That's
times
crazy.
10,000. That would be $670 million.
Oh my gosh.
Today. That's today. That's before it hit its peak months and months ago. So, just in case you were wondering. Corey's in Haleyville. Corey, what's up?
Have a question. Remember how we always said that the liberal news media would take something minor that meant absolutely nothing to cover up something major that was going on? What are we covering up with this Guthrie story? I mean, that doesn't affect anybody but that family. Why would we just go on about it? And I'll hang up and listen.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it, Corey. I think what Corey was cutting out there, but I think what he's saying is what is the media covering up with the Nancy Guthrie deal? Take your pick, because there's a bunch that you could keep it as simple as Trump's success. You could say the corruption in Minnesota, Ilhan Omar. You could say the Epstein files, because guess what comes out in the Epstein files yesterday? The fact that Trump talked to the FBI to report Jeffrey Epstein and to tell them to concentrate on Ghislaine Maxwell because she was an evil person and a big part of all of this. So imagine living your last, 5 or 6 years talking about Trump's in the Epstein files. And it's like, yeah, he's in there reporting Epstein to the police. That's got to suck. So, yeah, there's a bunch of different things that they're probably covering up for. Bubba Rumble up next, our Hey Now roll call winner. What's up, buddy?
I'm a winner. I can feel it. Things are changing for the better. Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, it's so good to hear Jay Bizzle back on the air. And shout out to Mr. Kerry Adams. He has endeared himself to the Hey Now Nation. He's one of us now, and he ain't going to get rid of us that easy.
He is. He actually is Hey Now royalty. He's solidified himself. We got to actually put together a list as to who is Hey Now royalty, and do a kind of how Bubba does the
you
royalty
need the
thing.
shelf with the statuettes on it, dude.
I mean, if we're talking about making Kerry a statue, he could be the first one to go up.
Yep, I'm working on that. I've got some sculpting clay at home.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Jay Bizzle's a man of so many talents. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Creative.
Yes. Did you see him last night when we were talking to Stein?
Well, that was the next thing I wanted to talk about, was another banger of a podcast, and I'm so glad that Primetime lended his persona to the podcast, and we all got to see Jay Bizzle with no shirt on, which we all love very much. And as much as we wanted Jay Bizzle to be made whole again, I really do want Tony and Amy to be made whole again after the transgressions committed against them. And Alex, Primetime 99, is going to lend his presence to the cause of trying to get Vapor Forge back where they need to be, and I love that.
That's right. Alex Stein, I hadn't said this on the air yet, but Alex Stein committed to go into Montgomery to speak in front of the legislature about the banning of the hemp Delta products. So
that will just create like interest, because you got his name attached to it, and whatever hijinks he would have planned would get hits on the interwebs.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, even if we didn't go that route, because it is kind of a fine line, like we don't want to – there's a lot of strategery that goes with that. You don't want to screw yourself over by pulling a stunt like that. But at the end of the day, there's probably other city council meetings around here that we could send him to. And then while he's here, we'll put him on the radio. We'll bring him in studio. We'll bring him in the podcast studio and all that kind of stuff. So,
well, the cross-mogenization with the Bubba Army world is paying off dividends left and right, and getting Tony and Amy back where they need to be would be the next prayer answered. And in comes Alex Stein with his influence. So, things are cracking and I'm liking to hear it. So
Yeah,
this
man.
whole Savannah Guthrie thing, the last caller, Corey, is kind of like on the same line. I'm thinking this is started. It seems like it could be a distraction for bigger things. And it's just been weird since the day it started, to the point where the crime scene has been horribly mismanaged from day one. The cops come in for half a day, turn it back over to the family, and then all of a sudden they want to come back in after they've had people all over the property contaminating the scene, and that made no sense at all. And then they keep popping up at weird different places. You got TMZ's involved in it somehow, which that doesn't lend any credibility to anything. And then the weird videos that Savannah and her family have been making, there's just something weird and fishy about the videos and the way they're presented. Not even mentioning, the references to, creepy murder movies and all this kind of stuff, Silence of the Lambs. And then did you see the Mark Kelly thing that came up?
No. What's that?
Well, all of a sudden, Mark Kelly's given an interview about 2 days ago where he's the first person Savannah Guthrie called. Her mom's missing. This huge thing's going on, and she doesn't even call the cops. She calls Mark Kelly first to ask him for advice. And what should she do? And please help me, Mark Kelly. So that's a big question mark, right? Like, would you call your senator if your mom was missing, or would you call the cops?
Yeah, that's a good point. Why would you call one of the seditious six if your mom's missing? And honestly, going back to our previous call that was talking about what's being covered up, it's awfully convenient for Harvey Levin, founder of TMZ, to have this story and be at the center of it with the notes being sent to him when he's also found all in the Epstein files and even been called a good friend by Epstein. Nobody's talking about that now. Now everybody's like, "Oh, Harvey Levin's got all the info. Let's watch TMZ." And it's like, nah, this dude's probably a creep.
Oh yeah, Harvey. He was on the news in Southern California for years, like legal expert. I think it was NBC or something, and has just stayed in the ranks of the media machine his whole life. And then all of a sudden, it's also weird how Savannah Guthrie was the one that was hissing at Trump like a feral stray cat about him denouncing the fact that there's an international satanic ring of perhaps Democrats like trafficking children all over the globe, and she was like all in his face about it. And then when it comes back and starting to surface, and we're getting a little more look in the background, then all of a sudden she's at the epicenter of the one story that's taken most of the attention away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird. And then all of a sudden, last night, speaking of crime scene contamination, a Domino's pizza delivery guy was supposed to be allegedly delivering pizzas to one of the journalists out front, and he goes onto the property right to the front door of her mom's house.
Good Lord. It's a mess, man. It doesn't make any sense, and I can't understand why it is seemingly, and we're on the outside looking in, but why it's seemingly so mismanaged. And as we watch it get mismanaged day after day, we're like, well, no wonder you can't figure out who's done this.
Which maybe that's the whole point. Like they're just like, fumbling this whole thing from the get-go to make sure there never is a conviction and it just stays open-ended and an unsolved mystery to continue to distract people. Who knows? But there's just so many things that aren't adding up on it. But in the meantime, prayers for Savannah Guthrie's mom. No 80-some-year-old woman should be put through this kind of stuff. But even the video of the guy on the porch, just red flags all over that. Supposedly coming off like a professional there, but that didn't seem like a professional to me.
Very amateur. Very amateur. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Hey, now.
Hey, now. There's Bubba Rumble. All right, quick break. I got more phone calls. I got Micah, got Rick, got the rest of y'all. Hang tight. We're coming to you next. Also going on Capitol Hill, Pam Bondi trading insults, apparently. I haven't seen any clips of it yet, but you can imagine how that's going. If anything pops off on that front, I'll bring it to you. Let me get Micah in Calera. Micah, what's up?
Micah,
What's
love
up,
the
man?
show.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Was that a little kid crying?
It sounds like it. Well, maybe
he had emergency.
Yeah. He just want to say he loved the show, and he's like,
And that's sweet.
That was nice of him. Rick's up next. Rick, how are you?
All right. How you doing? What's up? Hey now. Hey now. Hey now.
Hey now. Hey now.
Could this be reminiscent of Patty Hearst?
Reminiscent of what?
Patty Hearst, she was abducted, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from the 70s.
It could be.
Maybe she's in a better place. Maybe she loved Donald Trump. Ain't no telling. She might be somewhere on the beach. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Rick. She might be. You never know.
That's interesting.
She could have. None of us know Nancy Guthrie's political leanings. I mean, based on her daughter, you would think that she probably aligns more with her than anything. But, with age comes wisdom. And so maybe she did support Trump. Or maybe she voted Republican. Who knows? And maybe she's on the beach with, Tupac and Elvis and Michael Jackson.
Biggie.
And Biggie. I don't know. But we hope the best for her, man, because as Bubba said, you just don't, at that age, 80-something years old, like, she doesn't deserve to be going through whatever it is that they're doing, And as each day passes, it becomes harder and harder to believe that she's even still alive. So, as this new ransom note, which claims they're not the kidnappers, but they know who they are, unfolds, I guess is the word I'm looking for. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
The 1988 interview with Shirley Temple and Larry King, where she.
Here we go. I think it accidentally came over to me, so let me get it. Is that Micah? All right. Hey,
Cabot.
Hey, Kevin, what's up, buddy? Go ahead.
Hey, I was gonna wonder. This is not about the Guthrie thing, but this goes related to the Epstein thing. But have you ever heard about the 1988 interview of Shirley Temple on the Larry King Live show, where she talked about when she was 12 years old, she went into MGM to talk about doing a movie, because she was a little older, everybody's used to her being the little cute little, toddler and all.
Yeah.
But being 12 years old, she was getting a lot older. But she got propositioned for something, and this guy exposed himself to her, and she just didn't know what to do. And she's talking about this on the Larry King Live show, and she's, saying she doesn't know what to do, so she starts laughing, and the guy just like, get out of here. So her mom, and her are riding back home, and her mom told her that the guy she was talking to tried to hit on her. And I was like, and this was something they were kind of giggling about on the Larry King Live show, but I was like, man, this was actually really horrible. As people started taking this seriously all the way back then, maybe a lot of this weird stuff in Hollywood could have been prevented. But
yeah, no,
I didn't know if you
actually,
or anybody else had heard that.
I do remember that now, because she talked about that, and she and her mom were kind of giggling about it, like, and being a different time as it was, society was much more tolerant of suspicious behavior by older men. Like, it was just kind of that's just how they are, or whatever,
That's
creepy
just a
old
silly
grandpa.
guy. Yeah, and that's kind of how she phrased it. She said, I couldn't for the life of me understand why he was doing this. It seemed like the silliest thing I ever heard of, because I'd never seen a naked person before. And it's like, oh my gosh, these people were innocent back in the day. But
Yeah,
I was just seeing if anybody had heard about that.
Yeah, that I do remember that. That's pretty crazy. And that brings, and Kevin, appreciate it, buddy. That brings up a larger point as to, I've often said this in the sense of talking about the sex trafficking ring and the pedophilia and all that kind of stuff. That went on back in the day so much more than I think anybody understands. And these people were able to do it because one, we weren't connected like we are now. People didn't have their own investigative tools to get to the bottom of it, and people just were kind of taught to not report that kind of thing. You just, if it happens to you, don't say anything about it. That's why you see so many people over the years come out and say, "Hey, I had this, that, and the other done to me as a kid, but I never told anybody." All right, here we go. 205-545-9950 Noto Roofing. Bringing you this part of the show, NOTOroofing.com. NOTOroofing.com. That's your roofing guys right there. No questions asked. No questions needed. They are the best of the best, and they give you a free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up. You know all that already. That's just bonus, man. That's bonus on top of getting a hookup with the best company out there. And they will they'll get you taken care of, especially when you tell them, hey, I'm with the Hey Now Nation. I'm with Andrew Mclain. They say, oh, let's get on top of that, baby. Set a day, man. Even if it's not like this week, you could call them today and say, hey, can I set something up for next week? Maybe when I get off work, get somebody to come by and inspect my roof or whatever. Or, if you don't even want to be there, it doesn't matter. However you want to do it. Let them know what you got, what your schedule is. They work with your schedule. They'll scope it out, tell you what you got going on, and then after that, you decide what you want to do. You're not committed to anything when you're getting a free roof inspection and complimentary roof tune-up. You're not obligated to do business with them. You're taking a free service. And if you end up having issues, they'll tell you, and if you want to go with them, go with them. It's very simple. 205-848 2299. That's 848-2299. And online, NOTOroofing.com. NOTOroofing.com. Chris and Sammy and Matt and all those guys, just absolutely wonderful people that will, in fact, take care of you. All right, if you want to get in, 205-545-9950. I was watching a few clips of the Pam Bondi hearing on Capitol Hill. I may play some of that for you in a minute. Let me go to John in Vestavia first. John, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
Good.
All right. I heard you earlier saying you didn't know the political leanings of the mother, Nancy. I heard last night, actually, I was listening to Michael Berry. I know it's on another radio station, but nonetheless, that she posted in 2020 that she can't wait to see Trump and his family in prison.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yep.
I think that tells us
so you
where
know
she's
her
at.
political leanings now.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
assumed that was probably the case. But, I couldn't imagine. There's no doubt Savannah Guthrie hates Donald Trump, so it would have been hard for me to believe that her mom would have been on the opposite side of the
and
spectrum.
you've got Donald Trump's FBI scouring the earth right now trying to find her.
Yeah, here at the end of the day, Savannah,
ironic.
after all the things that Savannah said about Donald Trump, and listen, it's not a tit for tat, and this is a tragic situation, but it is ironic.
Oh, I know that.
That
but
after all this
that's the fact.
time, she ends up needing Donald Trump in her darkest hour.
There you go. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
That's all I got to say.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's it's the way it goes for a lot of people at the end of the day. It's just like a story I told y'all like a week or two ago with the Trump RX thing, and the fact that my buddy who's got COPD, his COPD medication is now going to be like hundreds of dollars cheaper thanks to Trump RX. And when I told him, his response was, cool. Because he hates Trump.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
just can't stand it.
there's going to be, it doesn't matter what your politics are. Everybody's going to benefit from what's to come, whether it's, children getting, baby Trump funds or your taxes going down or your no tax on overtime or whatever it is. Like, everybody's going to be in on it. All right, so let's listen to a little bit of this. So remember, Pam Bondi's on Capitol Hill. They're probably talking to her. They're probably still complaining about the Epstein files and a bunch of other stuff. But it's getting fiery. And whatever you think about Pam Bondi, I think she's made some mess ups. There's no doubt about it. And there's also frustrations on a lot of other fronts. But I think she's been unfairly treated on a couple things. But that's not to say, hey, she's a great attorney general. I can think of probably 10 more people that would be doing a better job. But that's neither here nor there. She is quite the firebrand when going up against Democrats, especially in this case. You got Jerry Nadler and Jamie Raskin getting sideways with her. Listen, this was just moments ago. This is what happened on Capitol Hill.
Talks about they indicted. The president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock and restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Committee will be in order.
theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentleman from New York. We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you ask a question, The witness gets to answer. You may not like the answer, but she gets to answer.
The question was, how many of FC's...
They don't like the answer, Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest.
Reclaiming
So he asked a
reclaiming my
4-minute
time.
question.
Restore 45
and
seconds to
I
Mr.
am
Nadler,
going
please,
to
Mr. Chairman.
Answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me
Yeah, I
anything,
did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
Lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds. I
Not a
said that
few more,
already.
45 seconons.
Okay, I'm timing right now, Miss.
She said, "You don't tell me what to do, you washed-up loser lawyer."
I love it, man.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Jamie Raskin is a washed-up loser lawyer. Actually, she said you're not even a lawyer, which is true. You've got a lot of pretend lawyers on Capitol Hill, which is amazing. You think about, like what industries, like if you were to comprise Congress, like what industry would you want to be pulling those people from? And it's probably not the lawyer field, but yet that's what we've done. We send people to Capitol Hill all the time that are from the industry of, some sleazy stuff that has to be done. I mean, let's being honest. And obviously, I've got friends that are attorneys, but I find the good ones, by the way. But there's some sleazy people out there. Everybody knows that. And the Democrats just can't. They can't help themselves. They'll say anything and everything. They literally do not care. Take the immigration situation, for example, like the funding bill and everything on Capitol Hill. Democrats have been putting together or have released essentially to the Republicans their wish list, their Christmas wish list of what they want in order for them to vote for the funding bill. They tell Republicans, we need this, this, and this, and this if you want us to vote with you. And on the Democrats' wish list are things such as you can't conduct immigration activity, targeted immigration activity in these particular places, essentially making them sanctuary places for illegal immigrants, off limits to ICE, can't go after them or anything like that. These places consist of places of worship. They consist of hospitals, schools, and they also want to include polling places. Did you hear that? Democrats want in the bill a provision that prevents ICE from conducting immigration activities, a.k.a. arresting illegal immigrants at polling places. Now ask yourself, why would an illegal immigrant even be at a polling place, Mr. Democrat? Why would that even be an issue? And what illegal immigrants are seeking safe haven at polling places? You know the answer. Polling places. Like, they had the balls to say that. Like, we all know what you're doing here. We know you're importing voters. But to come out and be like, well, I mean, can we not arrest them while they're voting? Please? At least let them vote before you kick them out of the country. That's wild. It's ballsy. It's ballsy. But, that's the battle on Capitol Hill, man. Got to pass this, got to pass that, got to get the other side, just got to schmooze up to them, got to give them a little bit of what they want, you get a little bit of what you want. The way I view it, I say give Democrats absolutely nothing. Give them nothing. They deserve nothing. They deserve zero of what they ask for. Why? Because they're America haters, they're communist, and everything they do want will destroy this country. Don't give them nothing. Which brings us to one of the most important things floating around Congress right now, which is the SAVE Act. If you get the SAVE Act passed, and you can win the census battle, Democrats will be out of office for decades, and you won't have to give them squat. There'll be no negotiating. You won't have to negotiate with them because you won't need their votes. But unfortunately, Republicans aren't strong enough to do that. I've got a solution for you. Let me give that to you when we get back. I've got a solution for you. This is going directly to the President of the United States, President Trump. Take the offense. The moment to strike is now, and to prove you are the greatest deal maker in history to pass the SAVE Act. I'll show you how to do that when we get back. UnderdogFantasy.com and the Underdog Fantasy app. It is NBA season. It's college basketball season. Been a lot of controversy with college basketball, especially with Alabama. Didn't they? John Byrd is both Alabama and North Carolina, but didn't they pull the Alabama kid off?
Yeah, and it doesn't look like that they're going to give him credit for those 5 games. So I don't know what that's going to do as far as affecting Alabama for the tournament.
Well, that's they're not going to so 5 games that Alabama won are now wiped out?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
I
bad.
heard that yesterday. And the big worry, I guess, is going to be: is that going to be considered a loss, or they're just not going to put it in their record? And what will that do?
Yeah, I don't think they'd move it to a loss, but they'd probably wipe out the win. That's crazy. But here's the good news: if you made picks on those particular games, you've already won your money, and you don't have to give it back. Like you won that money, and you can win money too, man. Get in on the game. For those of y'all that keep up with sports, I always mention UFL because we got UFL coming up. That's always fun to get involved in, but college basketball is a pretty big deal around here, and so I want y'all to get in on it, make your picks, win money. Underdog is free to download, free to sign up, free to use my promo code. And when you use my promo code, you're going to get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5, so you can't beat it. Get in on the game, sign up, use my promo code. When you use my promo code, it's basically showing that you support this show, and it shows that actually you love John Byrd. If you love John Byrd, you will download Underdog Fantasy and use promo code HeyNow, all one word. Download the app today and use promo code HeyNow to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code HeyNow. Underdog, make plays, win money. It must be 19 or older and present in Alabama. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. You impressed with how well I do that?
I tell you, man, you've got it right up here, baby.
Right in the brain, baby. Right in the brain. So I said I was going to explain to you what needs to happen here. I'm going to do it in so many words, but I can feel it. The momentum has shifted. This is the moment to take action, to be aggressive, to really go for broke. That's how important this is. This is the moment to put the radical left losers on their heels. The moment to win the midterms. This is the moment to stop voter fraud forever. This is the moment which if we do that, it means we stop Democrats from winning elections forever. Because without fraud and rigged elections, they've got nothing. They can't win without fraud. They would literally have to dismantle their entire party and everything they stand for and restart from scratch if they had no voter fraud. It's as simple as that. And really, this is the moment to use the shocking Epstein scandal to educate the American people. But most of all, this is the moment to prove Donald Trump, Mr. President, that you're the greatest deal maker in history. Art of the deal. That's what needs to be implemented. The SAVE Act is the whole enchilada, the whole kitchen sink, right? Pass it by hook or crook, by any and all means necessary, and the GOP wins the midterms. They win the presidency in 2028. And then, with the help of a new census that bans the counting of illegal aliens, the GOP gains enough electoral votes and new seats in Congress to win for decades to come. We would then control the electoral map. But we have to get to 2030 first. We can't get there if we lose the midterms and we lose the presidency in 2028. If that happens, then it's all over. All of our plans are dead. If we lose because we didn't pass the SAVE Act, then the mass deportation is stopped. Election integrity is dead on arrival. Then after 2028, the borders will be open yet again, and illegal aliens will vote by the millions to elect Democrats forever and ever and ever. And it all begins and ends with the SAVE Act. Here's how we get it done. Do you remember Obamacare? Does everybody remember Obamacare?
Yeah.
It was a thing. Still a thing, I guess. Does anybody remember how it passed? It was passed only with the most disgusting, disgraceful, blatant, out in the open bribery in America's history. Obama twisted the arms of Democrat congressmen and senators until they broke. He bribed the last remaining holdouts with anything and everything they wanted to change their final votes to a yes, John McCain being one of those. He opened the vault and gave away the kitchen sink with taxpayer money, of course. He made their dreams come true. He offered them so many goodies that no one could say, no, this was legal bribery, obviously. Because no one in the GOP said a word. The Supreme Court never said a word. Obama used taxpayer money and the most obscene giveaway in history to pass Obamacare by one vote in the U.S. Senate, and therefore change the entire U.S. economy and healthcare system forever. Trillions of dollars changed hands because of that one vote. Trillions of dollars. Obama changed the course of history by one vote, and he got the final few votes necessary by any and all means possible by hook or crook. He gave away the store with your money. Obama gave away billions of taxpayer money in order to benefit his biggest Democrat donors with trillions of dollars of healthcare spending, which, you guessed it, was the healthcare companies. That's the way the game is played in D.C. Now it's Donald Trump's turn. It's Donald Trump's turn to get the deal done, to change the course of history, to prove that the art of the deal, to twist arms until they break, to play Santa and dole out to the holdouts, whatever it takes to get the deciding vote. Obama proved it's all legal. I don't care how you get it done. Bend the rules. Give away the store. Legally bribe the holdouts. Legal Senate maneuvering. Kill the filibuster. Whatever you have to do, do it, because this will be Donald Trump's legacy. The SAVE Act. Prove, Mr. President, that you're the greatest deal maker in history. This is your art of the deal moment. The SAVE Act means Democrats can't rig and steal elections anymore. They'll have to win with ideas, and they don't have any ideas. None that appeal to the majority of Americans. Install voter ID to vote in federal elections. Install proof of citizenship to vote in mail-in ballots. Do all that, and the Democrats cannot win elections. It's as simple as that. But this is our last chance ever to pass it. You failed to pass it, and we lose the midterms. With a Democrat majority, the chance for election integrity is gone forever. So is the chance to change the census to ban the counting of illegals. So is mass deportation. And so is Donald Trump's presidency. His presidency's over. The whole MAGA agenda is over, and he is a lame duck president at that point. We become a one-party state. Then comes the censorship and the weaponization all over again. Then they send Donald Trump to prison after his presidency is over. This is everything, and not enough people are talking about it, not even the people on Capitol Hill. Quit paying attention to damn Nancy Guthrie, God bless her soul, and pass the SAVE Act no matter what. Get it done. Because if you don't, this country is over with. Done, dead, and buried. And it'll never be the same.